If you've been on my channel a lot, you'd know that I like improving in games. But I do have this weird habit of moving games when I hit a pretty high rank, which is why I haven't been playing Valorant too much. That said, today I'm going to let you in on my thought process and how I improved rapidly to hit a high rank across different titles. Hi guys, this is Eggwick, and today I'm teaching you how to achieve top 1% in any game. If you like this vid, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Enjoy.
Also, he streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 PM GMT plus 8, and we'd love to have you.
Before anything, here's some background on myself. I used to play a lot of Halo on console before switching to PC. Apex was my first FPS, and in my first full season, I hit Diamond on 3 different accounts. After that, I moved to Valorant and hit Immortal in Episode 1. I was also Diamond in League when Masters didn't exist and hit Rank 3 on the old Hearthstone system. These are all very different games, and I'm definitely not the best, but I do know a thing or two about improvement. Number 1. Know what you don't know. Many players don't understand how bad they are. That might sound a bit harsh, but it's true. I've gotten a ton of comments saying that, oh, I have insane aim but I'm stuck in silver, my game sense is great but my team is bringing me down, and many more along those lines. If you were really that good, then you wouldn't be stuck. The truth is, you're no better than the others in your rank, and your failure to acknowledge that is a problem. Even if you know that you're bad, you might not know the extent of it. There's actually a scientific explanation for this. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias stating that people with low ability at a task tend to overestimate their own ability. This stems from poor self-awareness to recognize their lack of skill or proficiency. If you're playing well, it doesn't mean that there's nothing for you to learn anymore. Having a great game doesn't mean that you played perfectly. Even a great performance from a low-ranked player will have many flaws that a higher-ranked player will point out. You need to be self-critical. Ask yourself what you could have done better. This might be hard for some people, but really nitpick your performance to identify what you need to work on. Remember, there will always be someone better than you, and you can always learn something from others. Which leads me to my next point. Watch better or pro players. This is very helpful when trying to figure out what you need to work on. More often than not, pros will make optimal decisions, which will make it easier to find differences in your gameplay. While watching them, try to understand their thought process and integrate that into your own playstyle. There are so many resources available. For example, when I used to one-trick a certain dragon in League of Legends, I looked at the top Sol players in the world and tried to copy their playstyle and builds. It gave me a greater understanding behind the smaller decisions, which ultimately led me to becoming a better player. Also, highlights aren't important. They don't accurately represent the game, and most of the time, you won't get much educational value out of it. However, watching better players is one thing, and playing better in the game is another. The next step is probably the most crucial one. Learn to prioritize. When I started playing FPS on PC, my aim was horrible. Since I came from controller, I couldn't track or flick or do anything well mechanically, but that was expected. I didn't have the muscle memory that other players had, and that put me at a big disadvantage. Mechanics are built over time through practice and repetition. There's no shortcut there. You will not get better in one day. Instead of whining about my bad mechanics, I focused on things that I could currently improve on. Positioning, rotations, and movement. When improving, there are aspects to games that are not as time intensive as others. These aspects are arguably not as difficult, but no less important. I prioritize learning those other aspects to compensate for my lack of mechanics. In the early days of playing Apex, I won fights based off good positioning alone. You could say it was a crutch, but it did help me climb ranked until my mechanics, in this case raw aim, caught up to that level. Getting my aim to where it is now was hard and I had to practice a lot. But if you want to improve at a rapid pace, you need to figure out what you can improve in the short term and what you can improve in the long term. If I just kept working on my aim and disregarded other aspects, I wouldn't be making good use of my time, especially since aim improves along the way. You want to min-max your time so that you optimize your own improvement. Next, let's talk about mindset. One of the main problems that players have is a bad mindset. Whether it's blaming teammates or getting tilted easily, here are a few things to keep in mind when trying to climb and improve. Number 1. Play for improvement, not for rank. Wins and losses may be decided by factors outside your control. You win some and you lose some. Try not to get too discouraged over it. On that note, don't stress over things you can't control, including your own teammates. We all know that teammates in ranked are a gamble. That said, there's nothing you can do about it. Focus on your own performance. Ask yourself what you did well and what you could have improved on, and keep that in mind going forward. Third, tilt and toxicity are big factors. Don't underestimate them. If you need to mute players to avoid tilt, do it. If you're tilted or playing badly, it might be wise to take a break and refresh your mental state. Otherwise, you'll most likely throw games unintentionally and do things you wouldn't normally do. It'll not only waste your time, but you also won't enjoy playing. In my opinion, these are the 3 most important factors of a good mentality. I might have missed something, so if I did, please let me know. Lastly, don't forget to enjoy the process. It's probably overlooked, but having a good group of friends can make gaming and improving so much better. Some of my best moments came from theory crafting and working towards a common goal with friends. Anyway, that's it for this video. I know the scope is a bit wide, but this is my general thought process when it comes to improvement across various titles, and I just wanted to share it with you. If you have any questions or comments about the topic, I'd love to hear them down below. Thank you so much for 45k subscribers. This is Eggwick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.